Hey there. You know what is cool? Jesus candles. They're super cool. You know what's better than a Jesus candle? Two Jesus candles. Two Jesus candles. What is Jesus? Who is Jesus? I thought of him as differently in different parts of my life. I've been taught different things in my life. I'm not going to get into controversy here. I'm just going to look at what I've read and what I've experienced. When I was like 26, uh, something clicked with this pastor at a Lutheran church, and he said, "Make Jesus your personal God." And after hearing that so much, I surrendered to this. Shoot, sorry, dude. Sorry, Joshua. My bad, bro. I love you for real. Um, I surrendered to this God, Jesus. Just look at the act of surrender. You're you're giving up your will and going with the flow. Okay, you're not giving up your will entirely. You're changing your will to say something greater than me can take care of this better than I can manipulate, control, um, intellectualize, whatever it is, probably based out of fear. Something else bigger than me can do this. And at that point, like a big weight was lifted off my shoulders. But what can you do that apart from that scenario? Like I surrender all the time to the universe, to the natural forces and laws of the universe. And I think Jesus did too. He surrendered to the Father. You know what he said? And it always sticks with me. He said, "The kingdom is within you. Seek first the kingdom." What do we do? What was my verse out of the Bhagavad Gita this morning? It was, "Be the person who delights in the self, who is satisfied with the self, who rejoices in the self. For him there is nothing left to achieve." The self. The self is in here. The self is in here. The kingdom is in here. Thank you, Jesus. You pointed me to the same thing. You said, "The kingdom is inside of you. Seek first the kingdom." The Bhagavad Gita says, "But the person who delights in the self, who is satisfied with the self, who rejoices in the self, for him there's nothing left to achieve." That's freedom. If there's nothing left to achieve, we just have to show up. There's nothing left to do. Jesus said, "The kingdom is within you. Seek first the kingdom." And all the other things will be given to you. So we go inward. I mean, this is the spiritual path. We go inward. And then when we reach the deepest parts of our inward, then we can go back outward, And then our outward changes. Our relationships change. The way we interact with people, situations, the way we are able to respond and not react anymore because we're okay. That's the root of suffering, right? We're not okay. We want things to be one way or we don't want things to be a certain way. We either, dude, I'm going to knock this candle over again. No, I'm not. We either push away what we don't want or we cling to what we want because we're not okay with how things are. We're not okay inside. But when we can rest in self, when we're chilling in the kingdom, then we're okay. Then we're okay. And that's what I've been working on for years now, is just being okay with myself. And then when I get real centered in the kingdom, and then I go out and test drive it around back out in the world, in society, in the experience of this world. I did it today at the family gathering. I hadn't seen my extended, it's not even, yeah, my dad's family in about 5 years, and just showed up, and it was good. I gave everybody hugs. I held no animosity towards anyone. I was able to respond even when people said stuff like cringy stuff, like my uncle. Glad you're still with us. Like, okay, dude. Like that's where you're coming from. Okay. You don't know anything about me, dude. You don't know anything about my life, so whatever, man. It doesn't really matter what he thinks. It's okay. He can think what he wants to think, and I'm okay with that. I really am. I had a really good day. It was amazing. I did a breath work this afternoon. Transcendent. Liberation. I had never felt like that. That emotion that I had, it was ecstasy. It was overwhelming joy. I was overflowing with love. I couldn't stop crying with joy. I really couldn't. And I had to hug the people that were there because I just had to share it with, I had to spread it around. I had never felt like that in my life. I've heard about this, especially from Michael Singer, because he talks about it. He says that's our natural state, pure ecstasy. No blockages, letting the flow of Shakti, of spirit flow through us. It's so beautiful. It was so beautiful. What a blessing it was for me to experience that today. And I got to see um, my middle daughter, who I don't see very often, and all three of my daughters were together today, and I was there with them, and it was amazing. Even though it was short lived because I only got invited to the birthday party last minute last night, but and I already had other commitments. But we also went and helped my daughter move a playset to her new place, and got to hang out with her and my other daughter and my former wife, and yeah, it was just a good time. It was a good time. I I'm just so grateful. I really am. I'm so grateful for where my life is, for where it's going, from where it came. It's just crazy. It's crazy. The depths of despair, the depths of hell on earth that I experienced. Weeping and gnashing of teeth. They talk about that in the Bible. That's how the that hell is. That's how my life was. I feel like I'm been to hell of the Bible, and I've also been to heaven. I'm continuing to expand into heaven further, deeper. Jesus traveled around. birth to 30 or whenever when he started his ministry in the Bible, birth to 33, what was he doing? Why is there no documentation on that? Why were there gospels left out of the Bible? Mystical gospels that coincide exactly with other spiritual um, teachings stripped. If you find those gospels, the Gnostics, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, it's eye opening. It completes the puzzle. It's the missing link in Christianity. It's like, why is there a disconnect? Why when you go to a modern church, a Christian church, why is it like that? Especially like the uber modern ones where they're, I mean, okay, I'm not even gonna get into that, honestly. That's how it is. That's fine. They can do whatever they want. It doesn't matter. I'll do what I want. I'm gonna be the change I want to see in the world, and that's open. It's open. All Christians open, Hindus open, Buddhists. I don't even like labels. We're just humans. We're human beings on this planet having this experience, this play, this game, this matrix, this simulation, whatever it is, nobody really knows. We were having a conversation last night about the universe. And this is Michael Singer, man. He really changed my life. Like all the gurus that I've followed on for months and listened to all their content is just so mind-blowing. The sun is 93 million miles away. 1.3 million Earths fit inside the sun. The sun is one of 2 billion stars in our galaxy, and there's 2 trillion galaxies. 2 trillion galaxies? And then so me and these dudes were like thinking about 2 trillion galaxies out there. And then we turned around, we're like, there's 2 trillion cells in the average human body. So there's 2 trillion here, 2 trillion out there. As within, so without. We were like, what? Because it's full moon time right now, you know? It's full moon. And the star and the planets aligned lately. And it's like, what is that? Jupiter? Venus? Neptune? Mars? What are they? Just rocks sitting out in the middle of nowhere, just suspended and just orbiting like with these forces of the universe. What are we? Then you got to bring it back in, Casey. You got to bring it back in. We're spiritual beings playing in this human experience, having a lot of fun, and keep experimenting and keep moving forward and figuring out the laws and the rules of the game and keep having fun, you know? And so I'm doing that, and I'm gonna bring this to a close. I see I'm at 14 minutes. What a ramble! What a ramble! But ramble my candle. 2 Jesus candles. I went and got some sushi today and went to the dollar store. Went for a notebook. Found Jesus candles. Love you, Jesus. What an amazing person, figure he was. Changed how time works. 2025. He's been gone for 2025 years, which is a blip in history. It's nothing. Nothing. Really interesting stuff. All right. Remember to focus on your breath. I had such good time breathing today. I really did. I never thought that would be a thing. Like I would breathe and enjoy it. As far as like, you know, as a pastime. All right. Well, focus on your breath and have a good night. Sleep well. Think good thoughts. Take care of how you think. Spread a lot of love. Work on yourself. Do the deep work that you need to do to be okay with yourself. Meditate. We'll talk about awareness tomorrow. Namaste.